primary cost element and just finish with this one, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It will be
Okay.
faster. It will be
Yes,
faster.
it will be faster. So let me close this. So so we are starting with planning our cost for this session. We have said that the transaction code to plan cost is OKB9. And remember, we are planning the cost for the fixed cost for logistics and sales. And we have said that the management has said for the year we should plan $12,000 as the cost for we hope to spend on logistics. So that's what we're going to do now. But okay, sorry, OKB9 is actually to do account signing. But before we plan cost, we have to create this cost as a primary cost element, and we do that in FS00. So we're going to create a cost 4004, create. We're going to select the primary cost element. That's what you use to plan fixed cost. Select the GL. So primary cost element is used to plan your fixed cost for your GLs. Then you go to the short text. We can call this maintenance cost. And copy this. Go to control data. You can do this. Put the sort key. Remember that there is a you have to in the difference between the primary cost and the normal GLs is that for cost elements you have to assign them to a cost element category, and there are different cost element category for different views. We have 01, which is the primary cost element category for primary cost and cost reducing revenues. We also have other. If you want to plan cost for profit center, you have the revenues. That's the one you use for profit center. Then select one, go to the create bank on interest, select the cost account, select cost account, and make this relevant for cash flow and save. Then we have created the primary cost elements. The next thing we're going to do is to go to OKB9 and do a default assignment. The essence of the default assignment is to tie the primary cost element to the cost a cost center. So I'm going to just copy this. You can copy existing ones. The primary cost is 4004. I think so. Yes. And we will put this inside. We don't have a maintenance cost center, so we'll just put this under maintenance for logistics activities. Then we can leave this blank. Then you click on enter. Then you save. So we have successfully assigned the cost element to a particular cost center. So when you're done with this, the next phase is to plan the cost, right? So that's where we are now. So to plan cost, you go to KPO6. Like I said, in SAP S/4HANA, KPO6 has been scrapped from the list of transaction codes. So you don't have any KPO6 here. And there has been some discussions that in probably in current S1 versions this might also not be available. So we use the MBW NWBC that creates a path, I think through the Fiori side that we can use to create it. But for now, KPO6 is still existing. So go to KPO6 and execute your plan. So we want to plan for this activity. So here you select the version which is used for planning. Select the period. This version is used for planning in the constant in the controlling area. Select the period. Select the months. Period means the month. Select the fiscal year, and go to your cost center and select the cost center we want. So we're planning for sales now. So we'll select the cost, the sales side. Then select also the GL for the cost of sales. We can also replicate that for the logistics or the maintenance we just created. Select form based and go to overview screen. So here, according to the business, we are planning 9,000 for sales. So 9,000. Every other, the distribution is equal. Then you can go to the period screen to see how this 9,000 is going to be spread across the 12 months of the year. Then you click on save. So this is how to plan for cost, basically. And if you want to see the result of our planned cost, we'll go through there are different routes, but let's go through I love going through the menu part, so you can also get the T code. Financial accounting, controlling. Of course, we'll go to cost center accounting because that's where we are. Master data. I think we would check cost center. Master data, sorry. Planning, information system. So go to planning, information system, reports for cost center accounting. Go to actual plan and actual comparison. We have these two T codes, 611 and 640, which we may also need to see in the period breakdown. So we can basically go to more reports, and we would see 640 is also important, period breakdown, right? So let's run the first one, which is cost centers, actual, plan, and variance. Remember, what we did first was the planning. We have planned the cost for this particular fixed cost for this particular cost element. Few minutes. I think this is still trying to load up. Okay, so we have the controlling area, the fiscal year. These are all parameters that has been set. So you want to put the values we want to check for. So we are planning for the cost center for logistics, the cost element or the values for logistics also. Then you can execute. Yes, so you can see the planned cost for logistics for this period. The planned cost is 12,000. The variance is 12,000 because we don't have an actual cost here. So we have fulfilled our manager's request for us to plan the fixed cost for logistics. Let's check if we fulfill that of sales. So we can also change this. And we execute this. So we have also fulfilled our manager's request to plan cost for sales. So we have actually done this. So you see that basically costing is basically just understanding the business requirement and understanding the cost structure, understanding everything you need to understand about you. And funny enough, like I said, CEO is one of the most important part of one of the important parts of SAP, because when you go to production, any company that is into production, CEO is like the number one module before FISF, because when you configure, you have to do all this for you to even begin the configuration of your product costing and your COPA. You have to start defining all this, right? So sorry, hide for me now. Hide. Okay, the next thing we are going to do. The next thing we are going to look at is the actual. How do we get the actual cost? Right? How do we fulfill the second part of this obligation? So to get the actual cost for planning, for costing, the actual cost comes from the posting of transaction in the FI side. Because like I said, when I was explaining this, in FI, you post to the GLs. When you post to the GLs, the cost element will pick that posting and take it to the plan. So let me just give this scenario. So this is better like this. So for your plan cost, the system picks it from the primary cost element and sends it to the plan cost. So it picks the cost element picks it from the GL in FI, and the primary cost element sends it to the actual. So this is how the transaction flows from FI to CO. So for actual cost, I'm going to go to FB60. FB60 is post to create an invoice for vendor. But before I go to FB60, I'm not sure I have a vendor master data. So I'm going to go to BP, create a vendor master data called shell LCO. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to do this here. This is for searching. So I'm just going to organization and I'll go to title, company, go to shell CO, search time shell, house number 2345, postal code 5 digits. Hello?
I'm here.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a little emergency I need to attend to because of the time factor.
No problem. No problem.
So please bear with me. When we
No, it's
come in,
okay.
then yeah,
Yeah.
when we come
Okay.
next class, we're going to actually continue from where we stopped.
Yeah, it's even better. By that time, everybody will be around so that everybody
True.
will follow along to. It makes sense. No
All
problem.
right.
No problem. All right.
Jenny, are
Thanks,
you
but
there?
Jenny left since. So she left since.
Oh, I see. I see. I
Yeah.
see. All right,
Just me
bro.
and you.
Have
No
my
problem.
brother as well.
No. Yeah, I know. I know. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cheers. Okay.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
You too, my brother. Thanks. Okay.
All right.
Okay.